Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, August 26, 2020. We have got another good week of books coming. There's some really good books out this week, which we'll get into in just a second. And as usual, I want to thank all my subscribers on YouTube and followers on Instagram. You're all awesome. I really appreciate all the tips, the info, the questions, comments, everything. So thank you so much for all that. And you're all awesome. I got a special request for a shout out to a certain individual this week, and I'm going to start doing the comic shop shout outs again, probably in my next video. But a young lady got in touch with me, asked if I could give her husband a shout out. He is stationed at Camp Humphreys in South Korea. So my shout out today is to Robert Lopez. Just got a promotion on August 1st to Charlie Whiskey 5, so congrats to you, my man, on your bump. It's a nice pay increase there, too, so I really appreciate anybody. Doesn't matter what country you're from, I appreciate anybody's at the tip of the spear there. You put in a lot of sacrifice. I haven't been there. I know the sacrifices you make, your families make, everything else, so thank you so much for your service, Robert, and congrats on your promotion. And I sure hope you're getting your comics over there, because I don't know what South Korea gets. Somebody, maybe your wife will let me know, or you can let me know. That's awesome. So anyways, congrats to Robert Lopez. And like I say, hopefully you're able to get your comics over there. There's some good ones coming out these days. So yeah, and don't forget about the Key Collector Comics app. Nick's a knob, and it's funny, I gotta put an image on the screen. I had that contest where I had everybody enter. You had to put Nick as a knob, and sure enough, what does he do for the image last week for my pick of the week, which would have been Thor and not Batman, but he picked one for me, whatever. He put a picture of a doorknob for my symbol. He's such an idiot. Whatever. Anyways, I think I'll have to do the next one. Nick's an idiot. That'll have to be a good one. That'll have to be the new slogan. But his app is really good. I really like it. It's got a ton of good info. You guys all know this. Free download, the whole bit. So yeah, Key Collector Comics app. It's pretty good. We'll get into what I'm looking at this week. Indies. I've only got one image. Spawn 309. There's 3 covers for this one. You got your regular Matina cover A. This is actually total cover by. Cover B is a Gunslinger cover. Man, I love the Gunslinger, and that is a cool cover. And it's actually a McFarlane cover too, so it's not one of. He's getting a lot of other people to do stuff, but he's drawn that cover, and it's a cool looking cover. That's one I'm totally trying to get because I love the Gunslinger. And cover C is a nice Zafino cover as well, but B is the one I'm after for just the Gunslinger alone. So that's it from Indies. Not a ton. This is kind of a lighter week, but there's some really good books. So from DC, Batman Beyond 46, got 2 covers for that, cover A and B. Been enjoying this series. I'm still waiting for something to happen with, oh damn it, I forget her name now. Constance Gustanov. Damn, I couldn't remember her name there for a second. Anyways, still waiting for something to happen with her, so we'll see what, I doubt something's going to happen this one. I think it'll be quite a few issues down the road. Pretty sure she's going to be coming back. But anyways, I'm enjoying Batman Beyond. It's been really good. And finally this week we got Batman 3 Jokers is out. This thing's been delayed I don't know how many times. Seems like forever. I think it was supposed to be like almost a year ago it was supposed to come out. But anyways, you got a ton of covers for this one. I'm not showing them all. I'm only looking at 2. I'm looking at cover A. I really like that one. And then I like the, I think it's listed as cover C. It's the Fabric Red Hood cover as well. I like those are the 2 I'm going after this week. I like that. There's a bunch of other ones. Some of them are so-so, but I'm going for those 2. It looks really good. I hope it meets up with all. Like I say, this thing's kind of been hyped up and everything else. So I just really hope it's a good read. And last one from DC is Legends of the Dark Knight's second print is out this week, so I'm definitely grabbing that one. That's it from DC. It's all I'm getting. Talk about DC in a little bit, but strange things going on with them. For Marvel, not a ton from them this week, but some good ones. I got Daredevil Annual #1, 2 covers for that one. Cover A and B, obviously. Definitely grabbing that. Chip Zdarsky's writing. I think this might be a bunch of shorter stories in there. I know he's writing one of them anyways, but I love Daredevil, so I'm definitely getting that one. Strange Academy #1, the 3rd print is out this week. Get a copy of that. That's all I can say. If you can find it at your comic store and it's cover price, grab 1, grab 2. Don't pay stupid, ridiculous prices for it, but it's definitely one of those ones you're going to want. And then Thor #2, the 4th print, is out this week, and man, is that a cool cover with Galactus on there with his arm all missing as he was fighting the Black Winter. That's another one. Boy, you want that one. That's, you know, it's funny. I've said it before. I remember talking about all these multiple prints years ago when I first started my videos, and people get asking, "Why are you recommending these? Like, what's the point?" And well, they're highly collectible. They're just such low print runs, and there's some really cool covers that come on some of those, so they're definitely worth picking up. And that's a nice one. I highly recommend that one. It's gonna be one of my picks. Well, anyways, we'll get into my picks. That's it for books. There's not a ton I'm looking at, but there's some good ones in there. So for my picks, I got Batman 3 Jokers. Really looking forward to reading this, and like I say, I really hope it raises to the level of all the hype for this. So we'll see, but looks like it'll be pretty good. Legend of the Dark Knights #1, the 2nd print. Try to get a copy of that. A lot of multiple prints this week. Spawn 309, that Gunslinger cover, that is another really good one. That's one I really want to get. Strange Academy #1, just mentioned it, the 3rd print, try to get that one. And Thor #2, the 4th print, try to get that one. It's funny how all these multiple prints, they make up most of the picks this week. They're really good. And talking about Thor, I'm sure a lot of you saw this, but I'm just going to mention it anyways. The 2nd print was just announced for this. And it is that splash page of Thanos with the black gauntlet on and everything. The FOC for that is August 24th, so Monday is the FOC on that, and it comes out September 16th. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, get on it pretty quick, because it's going to be another one of those wraparound covers, kind of like Venom 25, the 2nd print. Try to get that one, because down the road, you know, where I've heard a lot of people talking about that black gauntlet and what is it and where did it come from and everything else. And Donny Cates says, you know, it kind of reminds me a lot of that Venom 25 splash page. Obviously, not just the way it's going to be on the cover, but also how it's kind of hinting at what's coming down the road. And wherever that black gauntlet, if that becomes a big thing, that obviously is your first appearance of it. So try to get a copy of that. And that leads into, like, what is the Black Gauntlet? And so, I don't know. I've had a couple of people ask me, and I am going to show an image from Thor #6, which I did get this week. Who didn't buy that this week? So, yeah, there's the splash page I'm talking about. So, you got all these zombies in the background. The important thing to me is, obviously, you got Mjolnir with all the Infinity Stones in it. And then Thanos with that black gauntlet. I don't know, is that Null somehow? It almost looks like one of Null's gauntlets when he was fighting the gods and he fell to the planet, that Gore got the sword and all that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if somehow he gets a hold of one of the gauntlets from that planet. I don't know, who knows, right? But that's kind of where I'm leaning with it, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, and it's interesting that he's missing part of his sleeve and everything there on his arm. I don't know if that's because from him snapping his finger with the old gauntlet. Who knows? But it is going to be interesting what Donny Cates is up to. I don't know, but I just can't wait to read it. So I just want to touch on a couple of books I picked up this week as well. Got my Donald Duck Free Comic Book Day, Your First Feathery Duck. It's a good one to get. Who knows where it goes, but anything Disney, man, if you can get it, especially for free, how can you go wrong? Hope you got that one. And then, as I was just showing you, got Thor. I got the regular cover, and I also got the a couple of the Scroochy variant covers with Galactus. And you notice Galactus is everywhere these days? Sure hinting to me at what's coming down the road. And while I'm talking about Galactus, I really want to talk about Immortal Hulk 24, if you all remember that from back in the day. That was, geez, I can't remember when that came out. But I've talked about this. I know a few other people talked about this as well, because if you remember through this whole Thor run, you find out that that the Black Winter was the one who destroyed the universe, brought Gallon through to this iteration of the universe, and it turns out that he's the herald of the Black Winter, and that's, whatever. And if you remember in Immortal Hulk 24, right at the beginning, you get Gallanatah in his last days, and it's in this black bubbles. It says, Gallanatah, can you hear me? I am the sentience of the cosmos, and you are its last survivor. You have been baptized in the energies of creation, and now we too will become a new form of life. So my question is that the Black Winter right there at the beginning of Immortal Hulk 24. I don't know. It's funny that you kind of got that weird thing in his forehead right there too. Although that could just be the way it's drawn, but I don't know. It's interesting. And because then at the end of the book, you get it's in the future, and you get another image of. You get an image of. Oh damn it! Sorry, wrong page. You get this guy showing up, and we're all, at the time I was like, well, who is that? Is that some, like, is it God? What is it? And then it comes and talks to Bruce Banner kind of at the end of the time, at the end of that universe. And Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk and ends up eating him. So, you know, is that the Black? Because the Black Winter can take on any, you know, as you know, he can take on whatever form, you know, you kind of envision him as, right? What's ever going to be your end. And it's funny because as he eats him, he says, this isn't what's meant to be. Something is wrong with everything. Something is wrong. So did the Hulk eat the Black Winter? I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting because it seems like it's all tied together. I know it's not Donny Cates' storyline, but it is all in the Marvel universe. So I just thought that was really interesting that at the beginning of Immortal Hulk 24, you've got what looks to be, you know, it's Galantaw's last days. So is that the Black Winter? I don't know. Somebody will let me know. I don't know. Dude, I'm no more throwing it out there, but I saw on Total Galactus, I saw on the Key Collector, this Thor number 16 is Heat and Eye. It's a really good, I love that cover. And this one was sent to me by Gino Bonino, my good friend Gino Bonino. He's back in Carolina on the east coast of the U.S. He went to a Comic-Con there just after this book came out, and he got Jeff Shaw to sign it. I don't know if you can see, just up by the fist here, he's signed the cover for me, which is really, man, I love that. Thanks so much for that, Gino. And he even took a picture of him signing my book for me, so you can see him sign it there, which is awesome. So thanks so much, Gino. I just, man, I love that. That series was so damn good. And last one I want to talk about is, I was cleaning out, I bought a new shelving system for all my books, and I was going through some of my books, and I came across some of my old Daredevil books, which I couldn't remember where I put them. And I came across my Daredevil 270, which is your first Blackheart. He's the son of Mephisto. Really good book to have, by the way. If you don't have that one, man, oh man, that is... And the reason for that, I know if you ever saw the original Ghost Rider movie from 2007, Nicolas Cage, it kind of sucked ass. And I don't really consider, though, I mean, they were kind of almost standalone movies back then, not all linked together like they are. And it would, at some point, they're going to redo that Ghost Rider movie. And you know, part of the whole thing is Mephisto and Blackheart. So Silver Surfer number 3 has been a great book for a long time. I've talked about it before. I know a lot of other people have. It's a key book, obviously. First Mephisto, he's on the cover. It's an awesome, awesome book. That's a pricey book, though. So if you can't afford that one I would highly recommend, if you don't have it, is Daredevil 270. It is your first Blackheart. And he was in the original that Ghost Rider movie in 2007, but he was in human form. He didn't take on his true kind of lizardy, creepy looking dude form. And when they redo Ghost Rider, there's a very good chance he's going to be in it, or one of the, and that's going to lead right into that whole Midnight Suns and that whole, you know, all those movies and stories and everything else. At some point, he's going to be done right. And that's a good book to get. There's not a lot of these for sale too that I have seen. So dig through your old boxes, see if you got that one. It's a really good book. He's a cool character, and I you know, anything Mephisto, man. Again, like I mentioned, sometimes the time to buy this stuff was when people are not paying attention to it. Everybody's focused on Thor and Venom and the new. Some Batman stuff, because there's a lot of DC's got all their fandom stuff, and they've just released the Batman trailer, which I can talk about in a second. So everybody's kind of focusing on other stuff. The time to buy this stuff is when nobody's paying attention to it, because I mean, but all you got to do is look down the road of what's coming, and man, Mephisto, you know, he's going to be at some point in the movies. And I know this. I'm just put an image on the screen now. It's a boy, that's easy for me to say. Boss Logic did an image of Christian Bale as Mephisto. This was back when Bale was confirmed to be signing on, and he's been confirmed to be a villain, but we still don't really know who he's going to be. There's been a few rumors floating around. I would love to see him be Mephisto. That is a cool... It's not a new image. This came out way back in January, so I know a lot of you have probably seen it, but I just really like that image, and man, would he be a good Mephisto. Boy, would he be good. So anyways, just pay attention to Mephisto and that Silver Surfer and Daredevil and everything else. And talking about Batman trailer, I just saw the Batman trailer yesterday. I watched it again today, and man, does that look good. Holy cow. DC looks like they learned from their Joker movie that having a darker, grittier, R-rated kind of movie, I don't know if this is going to be R-rated, but man, if they did, it would be a smart move. They probably won't, though, because they want to try to appeal to more people. But if they were smart, they make it R-rated, and it leads back to all these when Snyder and Capullo did, relaunched Batman. It's such a good series. The artwork was stunning. Obviously, Court of Owls and everything came up. I'm not going to show the whole run, but there's the first three. That's such a good series, and those books are. They're good. They're going to start. Well, they've started heating up a little bit since the trailers come out, and they're going to keep going up, especially if it's done right, because that's they're cool and it looks really good. It looks pretty gritty. We'll have to see how the movie actually turns out, but yeah, it looks good. I just hope, like I say, they do it kind of a little darker, like Joker, because then they would actually be able to tie the Joker, if it's in that same vein, it would be able to tile that in and link it in. It would be really good. It'd be kind of cool if they linked in some of the news stories from, the Joker shooting Murray on the set of his show into the Batman movie and stuff. That would be awesome. Maybe some new, because I saw some images of newspaper articles and stuff on the wall. It'd be kind of cool if one of those had somehow linked back to the other movie. That would be a good way to do it. And then down the road, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Looks really, really good. That's all I got for you, folks. And in the background, I talked about this. I posted this on Instagram. Don't go rushing out trying to buy these. These are not worth anything. I paid $1.95. Actually, I paid $2.50 Canadian for these back in the 80s, and I think they're now $1 books. So it's not an investment. It was just kind of a cool 6-part miniseries. Vietnam War stuff was huge back in the 80s, and TV shows and movies and comics. They had the Noms comic series and everything else, and this is one. It's kind of cool. It's the guy who goes off. He's in a coma, and he was in Vietnam, and goes and meets up with all his dead friends and fighting this galactic war and stuff. And it's just kind of I like Vietnam War stories, so it was a kind of a cool one. It's like I say, you could probably find all 6 of them for $5 at a comic store if you're interested in reading it. So don't pay any money for it. Don't pay a lot for it. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, that's all I got for you, folks. Some good books come out this week. Try to get those that Thor #2, the 4th print, especially that one. I think that's going to do really well long term. So, and like I say, I really think that Immortal Hulk. That might be him. I don't know. We'll see. But it's sure because he can take on any kind of form whatever you envision it as. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's it, folks. Take care. Happy hunting. Talk to you later week. Bye for now.